Hi there, hope you're doing well. In today's video, I wanted to go over something that I cover with a lot of my students, and it's something that I think we all kind of dream of being able to do, but many of us kind of struggle to put an actual action plan in place to make that happen. And that's playing the music that we hear in our head, or improvising. And my kind of goal today is to give you a kind of framework where, little by little you can start chipping away at this and start doing it. Because the act of improvisation for me is one of my favorite things about being a musician, and it's something that I see a lot of my students be scared to do, and a lot of my students maybe not have the confidence to just jump in on. So hopefully this video is going to change that for you today. Now, the first thing that I want to just get out of the way right at the start is that there's this common misconception that I hear all the time from my students, that is, but Matt, I'm not creative. And that is wrong. That is so completely, totally wrong. Everybody who plays the guitar can improvise. It's just a skill that you get comfortable doing. Everybody's going to have an internal dialogue of music in their head that they want to get out and they want to play. And if you put in the time and lean a little bit into the discomfort of doing this, you too can get this out of the guitar. So to start off, I'm going to steal an exercise that one of my old professors used to do. The core idea is really, really good. The first kind of thing that he would have people do is he would say, C major, make me happy. And you just play whatever you want in C major. And apparently, like many students, you end up just kind of running the scale sometimes. So if you said C major, make me happy, you might end up running. I played a Lydian note there, so I broke it already, but which is fine. Nothing that I played was necessarily wrong. But if you tune into this part in your head that's kind of hearing, I think all of us have this guitarist who plays in our head that's way better than the guitarist we are in real life. If you took that parameter, like say actually, I'm just going to play in this C major box here, up at my 8th fret. And I'm going to use that as my kind of jumping point. So C major, make me happy. If I tune into that guitarist in my head, I might hear some things like this. And in my head, what I'm doing is I'm just trying to hear these little happy phrases. You can think like some of that, whatever it is. There I was kind of hearing like, I don't know, like a child's movie soundtrack. Like picture an orchestra kind of playing that while the dog is reunited with his owner after being lost or something like that. But all I'm doing is I'm hearing something in my head and I'm trying to chase it. This is a process that's called audiation. Now, if you need a little bit of help doing this, another way to approach this problem, if you get stressed out and you can't hear the guitarist in your head, you can try singing little melodies and then using a bit of musical material to cover that. So for example, let's strip it back even more from the major scale. Let's say I'm just using the notes C, E, and G, or the notes in a C major triad. And if I sing some simple ideas, da 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 da, da 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 da, bo da da, da da. And again, you don't have to be a good singer. I'm a terrible singer and I'm doing it in front of all of you just to kind of show you this process. But you sing or hum a simple idea. Da, 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 da. Where all I'm doing is I'm using notes that I know work over C major. I'm humming them out or I'm singing them out to try and make them happen. So that's all I'm doing, is I'm trying to chase what the music wants. I'm trying to lead, and the key part about this is that you want to be thinking about the melody or the line that you're trying to come up with rather than the scale or the arpeggio explicitly. If you let your fingers kind of lead the way, all of your improvising will start sounding boring and stepwise, right? So let's try that again, and now I'm going to open it up to, let's say I have the C major pentatonic scale. So this box would look like this. If you aren't familiar with the major pentatonic scale, I have a video all about it on my channel. But let's say now I'm improvising over C major, Make Me Happy, and I have all of that. I might go da 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 da. Oh, that was horrible. Da 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 na 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 na. I'm just trying to sing these simple little ideas, and now I'm going to stop singing and torturing you with my horrible voice. But I'm just going to think C major pentatonic, these are all my notes, make you happy, you know? So what if I went... Kind of cheated and threw a chromatic note. Again, little chromaticism at the end there, but I used that kind of simple idea. I'm just trying to chase what I'm hearing in my head. Now, if you wanted to take this a step further and kind of work on it, this would be kind of like if learning to kind of play what you're hearing and apply these scale shapes and arpeggio shapes that you know is kind of something that we're working on. Now, the next step would be to put it into an actual musical context. So I'm going to use a looper here. And let's just say that I'm playing, you know, something that's like, let's say I go... So that's going to loop behind me. Now, just think simple ideas. Slid a note too farther, but that's okay. So there again, all I'm doing is listening to this guitarist in my head and trying to come up with these musical phrases. And the thing about this that's great is you can practice it by yourself where no one else is listening to you. And if you practice this restraint of trying to let your ears and your mind lead you to where you're going, rather than letting your fingers say, well, I know the C major scale's here, so over this I'm going to play. That's not very interesting. Whereas if I force myself to kind of show some restraint and use my ears to try and feel where the melody's going, you'll start to kind of come up with things, and you'll start to see, like, you know, if you hear this da 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 da, you'll be able to find that the next time that that idea kind of pops into your head. So you're just training this ability to react to music and play what you're hearing in real time. And this is kind of how you start improvising with actual musical intent and actual kind of musical value. Because just playing scales over something is not super full of value. And again, the way that I would just start this is it's as simple as picking something. So say it's the major pentatonic scale or the full major scale. And just try to sing melodies to yourself and then play them back, because that's how you're going to start getting your ideas out of the guitar, rather than just letting them live in your head. So I hope this video was worthwhile to you and you maybe got something out of it. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. If you want to support me in the free educational content that I put out here, you can subscribe to my Patreon page down below, which is linked in the description. All of my patrons get early access to videos as well as some cool behind the scenes kind of looks at what I'm working on and stuff like that. If you want to take a guitar lesson with me, there's a link to that in the description as well. I'd love to get in touch with you and work on whatever's troubling you on the guitar. If you're looking for another way that you can support me, I do have an educational video course out that's all about triads all up and down the neck, and an ebook full of scale and arpeggio diagrams for sale linked down below as well. Last but not least, I've got new videos coming out every single week, so I hope I'll see you in the next one, and until I do, I'll wish you a wonderful day, and I hope you have some fun playing the guitar. Thanks.